Space magic, you say? Triple kill, you say? What is up? It's BBKDRAGOON. We need to talk Crucible. This has been on my mind for weeks now. If you don't know, I play a lot of Crucible. In fact, in the last 3 to 4 weeks, I have played hundreds of games of Crucible. I'm making videos on Planet Destiny's YouTube channel. They have over 200,000 subs. They're a huge resource for the community. And I've been making PvP build videos for Warlocks. You can check the link in the description below. I've been putting a ton of work into those videos. And through making those videos, I have come across what I think to be a very sound argument for Crucible, and that is, I think hand cannons are very, very much the dominant weapon. Are they OP, as this title asks? Well, that I want to leave up to you guys. I think they are a little bit too strong in the Crucible, to the point where there is so little weapon variety. And this kind of goes against patch 111, the patch that was released over a month ago. You know, 112 just came out. But when 111 came out, so much of a mouthful, they did a lot of weapon tunes. They gave pulse rifles a buff, they gave auto rifles a bit of a nerf, and there was a lot of other things that they did. But the big two pillars were auto rifle nerf, pulse rifle buff. The auto rifle nerf was because their data showed just about everybody was using auto rifles in the Crucible, and more importantly, a lot of people were using the Suros regime, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. If you go back and look at any of my videos prior to 111, what weapon is Dragoon using? The Suros regime. It's an exotic auto rifle. It was incredibly powerful. It was a very good weapon, and it needed a bit of a nerf, but they went overboard. You know, the patch notes weren't completely honest in terms of how they affected each individual weapon. When we were talking with the Planet Destiny guys, the Suros regime received almost an 8% nerf, a very significant nerf, and I would dare you to find at higher level Crucible Suros that are being used. It's just, it doesn't happen very often. And some of you said higher level. Well, yes, also confirmed by the Planet Destiny staff, who are basically super experts on this game. There is skill-based matchmaking in the Crucible, and I can attest to this. If you're in a new playlist that you've never been playing before, you're going to play with a ton of Baby Buffalo, but after a few hundred games, if you're doing well, your KD's excelling, you're going to be playing harder players. And the harder players generally are equipped with the right equipment and using the top tier items. So here's the thing. The weapon you're seeing right now is Thorn, and Xur just sold the Last Word, which is another exotic hand cannon. The Thorn gun that you see right here is an exotic hand cannon as well. It has a damage over time ability, so if you land a shot on the opponent, it will do a slight amount of damage over time, and this slows the pace of the game down significantly. It's an insanely powerful hand cannon. I just need to land 3 body shots on somebody to kill him, or 2 headshots. See, I don't even have to finish the kill with a shot. As long as I get my 3 shots on him, the damage over time is going to do the rest of the work. So he's already been hit with the damage over time, and that's it. That's the end of the story. Bungie's motive behind nerfing auto rifles was to see more weapon diversity in the Crucible. They didn't want everybody using auto rifles, but in doing so, in nerfing Suros as hard as they did, and also all of the auto rifles that are high rate of fires, like Dr. Nope, and there's a lot of high rate of fire, low damage auto rifles, those are completely useless now. If you have one of them, they're just totally worthless in the Crucible at any competitive level. After that nerf, I think we really traded one evil for another. We exchanged our Suros for Thorns and Last Words. The best weapons, I think, at the Crucible right now is the Last Word, which is an exotic hand cannon Xur just sold. It has a insanely fast time to kill. It's a very easy Crucible weapon. If you want a good weapon to use, if you don't have Thorn yet, just go buy that gun. Crucible right now is completely full of it because it's such a good weapon. Thorn, which you can get from an exotic bounty, that's the weapon you're seeing in this game. It has a damage over time that I've talked about, and it has a negative effect on gameplay because when you have 5 out of the 6 enemy teammates using Thorns and the damage over time ability, it slows the gameplay down to a crawl, because if you get hit by just 1 or 2 shots, you immediately need to go behind cover. Do you see that flame on my screen? I'm being hit with that damage over time. When you are, you know, under the effect of the damage over time, you have to wait even longer before your shields come back, and it just slows the pace of the game down to a crawl. I thought Suros was less of an evil because at least with Suros, yeah, they regenerate health when they would get shots on you, okay, and it was a really good auto rifle at a lot of distances. But the thing was, it didn't slow the pace of the game down as it has with the new hand cannon PvP that we're playing right now on patch 111. I know that they have the initiative and the goal to have weapon diversity, but if I were to just tell you guys, out of the last 300 Crucible games, the top weapons, Thorn, Last Word, Bad Juju, which is an incredible fusion rifle, or pulse rifle, excuse me, and Red Death. Those are the weapons that I run into continually in the Crucible with very little difference, okay? And Fell Winter's Lie, but we don't need to talk about shotguns in this video. So what do I think needs to happen? I think they need to nerf hand cannons a little bit more, okay? And I think auto rifles need a little bit of a buff. I think they need to split the difference. And if they, I don't know if they have the technology to be able to buff certain types of auto rifles, because the high rate of fire, low impact auto rifles like Dr. Nope, nobody uses them at all. It just would be nice to see more variety again. I like the fact that they did such a dramatic weapon tune change with 111, but I really think it's high time they go back, look at it, and hopefully address this, because I'm getting very tired of just hand cannon PvP. And you're like, well, Dragoon, why don't you use Bad Juju? Why don't you use Red Death? I do, but when I want to play and get good gameplays, I'm out there using my Thorn because it's really powerful. I like using things that are powerful. I'm guilty of the same, you know, sins, I guess. All right, everybody, I would love to know your opinion on the Crucible. Are hand cannons overpowered? Do you want to see a change? Do you like the way it is? Go buy the last word if you have not done that. Sir's going to be leaving the tower soon. So anyway, everybody, I hope you have a great... Look at that guy! He got an exotic. Oh, man. Dragon's Breath. All right, thanks, guys, for watching. Have a good day. I'll see you next time.